stop and smell the paprika. We break bread with our and break out of our food. To us, means connecting with our food.
What's up, everything Browns Nation? We are live special tonight. Breaking news. Now, it happened about 45 minutes ago. Couldn't go quite live then, but let's jump right into it. Freddie Kitchens is gone. He's out of here. Let me know in the comments how you're feeling. Are you happy? Are you sad? Did he deserve to get the boot? Let me know. My comments aren't popping up right now. I apologize. I'm trying to get to it right now. But let me know in the comment section how you're feeling about Freddie Kitchens being gone out of the Cleveland Browns facilities. I don't know if security guards threw him out. I don't know how exactly it went, but he is gone. Let me know how you're feeling right now. In the comments, happy, sad, mad, angry. Let me know. As soon as my phone gets correct, I will get to your comments, but right now, it's acting stupid. Allie on YouTube said, saw it coming. Clyde on YouTube said, losing to Cincinnati was the final straw. As soon as I can get to my Facebook peoples, my partners, my family, I will get to it. But right now, my phone is not letting me go, and I am not happy. Come on. Here we go. Kim says, ready for another change. Bye-bye. Brian says, agreed. Making the right hire. Rodney says, yes. Curtis says, what do you have? A cricket. Now, I want to know how you're feeling. I got a couple of sound effects to go with your emotions. If you're not happy with it, is that how you feel? Are you giving a boo? Are you booing right now? If you're not happy with him being fired. Bean says, kind of pathetic the number of head coaches we've had. Let's find the right person for the job. Freddie wasn't it. So if you're not happy, are you booing right now? Or turn on your music and ready to go. Let me know which one were you, celebration or were you booing? Let me know. Chris said, I said it Thursday, the Bengals were playing better and I had no confidence in this game. Nate Bone says, who will be the next is the real question. And Joshua says, love the guy, but couldn't justify keeping him as coach. Good dude, and I wish him the best. Richard says, changing coaches is never a good thing, but this time it was justified. And on YouTube, Jeff says, the whole staff needs to be flushed. Mr. Ahart, B59, 16 weeks too late. Now goodbye, quarterback coach. And Donnie Lykin says at least he can say he beat both Baltimore and Pittsburgh in the same season. Other than that, he had to go. I've said it from about midway through the season. I wanted him to go. The Cincinnati game, 1-14, made Andy Dalton look like he was a top-tier quarterback. He was scrambling. He was throwing dimes, if you want to call them dots, whatever you want to call it. Not a good look. You could blame the defensive coordinator, whatever you want to do. Nick Chubb lost the rushing title to Derrick Henry. Now, Derrick Henry had an amazing game, but Nick Chubb had measly carries. It just makes me sick to my stomach. That was our only calling card to the season was, hey, at least Nick Chubb is going to get that rushing title. Nope, not going to happen. John says veteran coach needed, discipline and fundamental is a must. And AAA on YouTube says, I think it had to be done. Chris says waste management is hiring. And Alexander says today was horrible. And Norman says Denny's can have their man now. And Bo says, okay, riddle me Batman, who's our next coach? I don't know who our next coach is. I couldn't tell you that. Mike McCarthy's out there. I've heard Urban Meyer. I don't think Urban Meyer's coming to the NFL, but hey, I don't know. I don't know who is our next coach. Bo, who do you think our next coach is going to be? I have no clue who they have in mind at this point. I think they need to do their due diligence, see who is going to be out there at the end of this season. I've heard rumors from Josh McDaniels from New England. His name always pops up after a coach is fired. I've heard that numerous times, but he loves New England. Donnie Lykin says, I like Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh needs to stay where he is at because he does my college football some good things. Stay where you're at, Jim Harbaugh, if you know what I mean. Bo says, could be Urban Meyer. Curtis says, hell, I'll do it. Alexander says, I would love Urban Meyer, but it's not likely. Robert says, a guy said his sister is a real estate agent and Jimmy Johnson is buying a house in Strongsville. And Curtis says, I'll be the coach. Listen, put in your application. Everybody put in an application. If you're celebrating, let me know. If you're not happy, let me know. If you think he needed another shot, put it in the comments. There were some people when we went live on Thursday, they said, no, don't fire Freddie. He needs more than one more year. I didn't agree with that. He was just over his head to me. Play calling was terrible. Didn't want to give it up. But hey, what do I know? Not much. But evidently, Cleveland said they've had enough. They let him go. They fired him right after Cincinnati. According to Ian Rappaport, he was emotional on the phone. He thought he had the organization's support, but evidently they decided to move on. And now we go another coaching staff, another direction, but it is needed. Baker Mayfield took an enormous step back this year. 3 more interceptions this game. 20 interceptions or 21, I don't know which one it was. At least Jameis Winston threw 30. That is something to be happy about. At least Baker didn't throw the most. But that is not good. I would hire Greg back, says Robert. Chris says it's obvious the players didn't respect him. They didn't. Jarvis Landry just didn't care this game. Let's be honest. He did not care. He was running routes like, I'm done for this year. Even his touchdown, he wasn't even excited. He said, I got the touchdown. Who cares at this point? Rodney says the buffet around town will get a rest. L Franchise says, hire anyone who has been a head coach or coordinator, then they would be more qualified than Kitchen was taking the job. Eddie says, what about Jim Tressel? I don't think Jim Tressel was coming to the NFL. I think he is cozy where he is at. If he would do anything, I think it would be in college. If he was to take another coaching job, a coaching position, I don't think he would come to the NFL. That's just my opinion. Mark says a loss to the Bengals, get to go. Eddie says I would rather have Lincoln Riley. Listen, man, I know everybody loves Lincoln Riley because of the Baker Mayfield effect, but I don't know if I want Lincoln Riley. His defense just is terrible in big games. I know LSU is great. I get it. I understand it. But my goodness, that was a pathetic showing Saturday night. I don't know. Maybe I'm a prisoner of the moment, but I'm not quite sold on Lincoln Riley because every time they get to the playoffs, they get stomped and beat when it matters most. But I could be prisoner of the moment. I don't want you hiring a guy just because of Baker Mayfield. I want you to hire a guy that's going to coach the best out of our team. That's what we need right now, not because they know Baker Mayfield. That's what I think as far as Lincoln Riley goes. I think we need a veteran coach. We tried the first time coach flavor of the, I don't even know if he was flavor of the month. He just had a spark with us. That didn't work. We need somebody to get in somebody's face, tell them to shut up, do their job. Who is that? I don't know at this point. Some people like Mike McCarthy, some like Rivera. I want to see who is out there at the end of the day. There could be somebody out there we don't even know of at this point. There could be somebody out there that's a coordinator that's really freaking good. But I want us to take our due diligence, not go for the splash play. Let's go for the good play. Everybody wants Urban. I don't think Urban is going to coach the Browns per se or in the NFL, but I could be wrong. Charles says no rookie head coaches. Curtis says, what are your thoughts on the head coach? I just gave it. He probably asked before I said it. Blaine says, bro, I told you he was going to be gone the other day. Yes, you did. Man, I was getting worried. I'm not going to lie. I thought they were going to keep him. Everything I'm reading, they're saying, I don't know. Man, woo, I'm glad that they gave him the boot. Some people didn't agree with me when I said I wanted him gone. That's fine. I am glad he is gone today. You got beat down by Cincinnati. There is no more disrespect than that. To lose to the Bengals the way that you did. Bill Cowher is not coming to the you get a laugh for that one. Cody says Jason Garrett. That's a good one. Cody says Urban Meyer for the win. Discipline comes from the top. Urban will lead us. Hoaxton says finally. Clyde says I don't care who the coach is going to be as long as they can lead us to the playoffs. And Cody said he's a nice dude, but he's a horrible coach. And if it's your first time watching, I appreciate you tuning in. Breaking news. We're usually not live this late on Sundays, but I had to do something. I usually have more going on the screen. I have something to the left side, but I said, you know what? Freddie got fired. That's all everybody wants to talk about. Subscribe to the YouTube. Like, subscribe, share, all that great stuff. I would gladly appreciate it. Ali says losing to the worst team in the NFL is pretty bad. Yes, it is. It's actually pretty pathetic. Tony says, heck yeah, beat it, Chooch. And Eric says Lincoln Riley. A lot of people want Lincoln Riley. I don't know. Is it the Baker Mayfield effect? Is that why y'all want Lincoln Riley? Is it just because of Baker Mayfield? You think he can get the best out of Baker? Is that what it is? Because I don't want it just because of Baker. I need it for the entire team. The defense was trash. Now I know Miles was out and Olivier Vernon was hurt and we was never a whole defensive unit for most of the year. But I need a coach that can galvanize the whole team, not just because they have a link to Baker Mayfield. Or do you guys just think Lincoln Riley is that dude? From what I watched on Saturday, I'm like, ugh. I mean, and that's just LSU. Come on. But I could be a prisoner of the moment. I'm admitting that. So what is it with Lincoln Riley that people really love? Cody says, we don't want Riley. I'm seeing people say Riley. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. Joshua says, no college coach, please. Jamie says, Ron Rivera, McCarthy, and then Kevin Stefanski in that order. William says, Riverboat Ron over on Facebook. And on YouTube, Cody says, Urban will shape up everyone, not just Baker. And Cody says, it's pathetic. And by the way, they went down was just the bottom of the barrel. Yes, they did. And the reason he got fired, in my opinion, is everybody said the back half of our schedule was the easiest path. This is the track we'll get on. And we got worse. The worst teams that we played. We lost to Duck Dodges. Hodges, whatever his name is, Duck, Duck, Goose. I don't care. We lost to, I don't even remember the Denver quarterback now. What was his name? Was it Allen? Brandon Allen? Whatever his name was. We were losing to third and second string quarterbacks. We were losing to people we don't even know who it was. As Cheryl says, bye-bye Freddie. He is gone. I don't have a bye-bye-bye sound effect, but goodbye. He was gone. What's up, George? George is in the comments. Shout out to you. We were losing to quarterbacks we didn't even know of. Kyler Murray lit us up. So we were not looking good when we thought we were going to look good. And then our offense was pathetic. And Scotty says Wilkes' defensive scheme blows. And John says this is embarrassing. And Robert says Marvin Lewis. Yeah. I don't know about Marvin Lewis. Unless we just want regular season mediocrity, we can go for him. And Robert says, honestly, he had a few games where you could see potential in Freddie's future. But to have all the firepower was just overwhelming. But let's also remember the defense was also horrible. Yes, it was. And DJ Manning says, so happy. So DJ Manning, my guy, were you? No, you weren't booing. Were you dancing when you heard this news? Let me know. Ryan said since he doesn't have a bad team, no, they've been more than half their games mixing the beast because the record didn't show the team is not that bad. And Matt says Lincoln Riley ain't coming to Cleveland. When was the last time Browns got a blue chip head coach? And Eddie says Lovie Smith. I don't think Lovie Smith's leaving Illinois anytime soon unless he gets an offer he cannot refuse. But hey, those are good names you're throwing out. When's the last time we got a blue chipper? That's a good question. But when's the last time we had a roster of players like this? We have not had a roster with talent just lined up, especially on the offensive side of the ball, just ready to explode. Kareem Hunt, Nick freaking Chubb, Kareem Hunt, Jarvis Landry, OBJ, Baker Mayfield, even though he had a downside, David Njoku, who was not used, Hollywood Higgins, who even though he didn't play, we have weapons that are not being used. So we haven't had a roster that is just ready to win. Myles Garrett, when he comes back, Olivier Vernon, even though he didn't have that great of a season. So we have a roster that's ready now and primed. And that's why Freddie was gone. That's why Freddie got the boot. Because this roster should be that good. Jamie says Belichick would count as a blue chipper in my opinion. J.R. Chen says our defense is horrible and overrated. Joshua says Romo, interesting, but no. Man, listen, Romo needs to stay in the booth. I'm sorry. There's some people that I never want to see get a coaching job just because they're that good in the booth, in my opinion. Mark Jackson's one in the NBA. Man, I don't never want to see him get a job because I am selfish. And Romo, I love him in the booth. That may be an opinion some people don't agree with. And me, Greedy Williams has been a horrible waste of a pick. I agree. I don't like Greedy. I know he's a rookie, but I don't see anything in him right now. I see a lot of Urban Myers. Paul Bishop says, Charles says Freddie was getting better. At what? Please clarify. Cody says, unpopular opinion, we should trade OBJ as well. He demands the ball but can't catch up to where he's supposed to be, and Baker can't hit him. I disagree to the fullest. A lot of people will disagree with me. The man had a sports hernia. He played every game, didn't sit out, played with food poisoning against the Bengals. He opens up the field for people like Nick Chubb and Jarvis Landry. I think he gets a bad rap, in my opinion. And you've seen what he can do when you throw the ball up in his direction when things go bad. I think if the offense is just called differently, you can see what he can do. I totally disagree with that, but that's just my opinion. George says, I guess I don't need to get that U-Haul truck now. He can get his own. Just need to find people to plant some for sale signs in his yard. DJ says, I'd rather lose OBJ than Hunt. I'd rather lose none. And Tom says, Josh McDaniels. Robert says, at least we didn't go 0-16, but it's seasons like this where it's hard being a Browns fan in Southern Cal. Come on, Brownies. Let's do it next year. That's crazy. Why would you want to trade OBJ to get nothing? Stupid question. Beef the O-line. I don't want to trade OBJ. Dwayne said needs to fix the O-line. Charles said he started to remember that Chubb was on his team. He didn't remember today, Charles. He cost Chubb his rushing title. Now, Derrick Henry had a monster game, but Chubb only got the ball 13 times today. 13, and now he's second in rushing this year. It makes me sick. Just plain sick. That's what Freddie gets for that. Chubb did not get the rushing title. Maybe he wouldn't have anyways. Derrick Henry was a man possessed. But it would have helped if Chubb got more carries. And I don't care if they were stacking the box. Give the man the ball. What else do you got to lose? You ain't going nowhere. That's what Tennessee was doing. And they're fighting for the playoffs. And they know what's on the line. They're giving the man the ball. John says, who do you like to coach the Browns? I don't know right now, my guy. I want to see what's out there. I know I want a veteran coach. I don't want a first-year coach. I don't want somebody brand spanking new unless this guy's interview is just so amazing that you be like, you know what? Man, we can't turn him down. But other than that, we've tried this brand new thing and it just failed miserably. Ryan says, against worst rushing defense, just wanted to make Odo happy to get 1,000. Shame. Jamie says, boo, Kitchens. Aaron says, they said Urban Meyer just booked a room in the Ritz-Carlton downtown Cleveland for 4 days. That is interesting. Curtis says, no, he was done. Cameron says, too many egos on the same team. Eric says, Johnny Manziel. Ross says, bring Eli to Cleveland to let Baker learn. Bring Eli to do what? Hopefully just back up. Sit down. We don't want him playing because Eli is done. Now, he could be a quarterback's coach. Yeah, that's a good one. Or a mentor. That's good. But not to play. John says he likes Ron Rivera. Robert says, I'm glad he's gone, but you have to feel sorry for a guy who knows that half the fans hate him. Don't know how Freddie got the job, says Charles. And A says Atlanta Falcons probably will fire their coach, pick him up. Actually, Eddie, they said they're bringing him back. They said he is back next year. Him and his staff are back for another year. Cody says Eli is trash. John said, I believe Urban Meyer is going to be the next Browns president. Wow, that's bold. That's a bold statement. I love bold statements. I want to appreciate everybody who's watching special live edition. Freddie is gone. He is out of here. How do you feel? Are you mad? Boo. If you're mad, let me know. Type in boo. If you are upset, if you're just joining, or if you're happy, just type in celebrate. Type in celebrate if you're happy. Freddie's gone. And now we're going to the future. Chris says, with Urban's help, question. Listen, if your health getting you in college, you get a couple millionaires getting on your nerves, you ain't gonna last that long. Cheryl says, happy. Bye-bye, Freddie. Levi says, Lincoln Riley. Jason says, should have kept Greg. Robert says, I like Urban as president. Kevin says, Browns need in-your-face coach. Charles says, I'm mad it took so long. And Tom says, Herm Edwards for his replacement. And Jason says, McCarthy presser 3 p.m. tomorrow. Is that a fact or are you a bold prediction? Because I don't know. You sound very convincing there, my guy, Jason. Let me know. Is that just a rumor? Or are you just bold predicting that one? It's a happy day in Cleveland. It was a bad weekend in football for me all the way around. One of the worst weekends in football in a while. Just a sad state of affairs in football for me. John on YouTube says, I'm with Cody. Browns tired of losing. I feel you, John. I feel you. Oatmeal says, Donald Trump probably a better coach than Kitchens. I don't know about that one. That they both would be pretty darn bad, and Freddie was bad. They both would be pretty darn pathetic. And we've seen Freddie, and he's pretty pathetic. Anthony says Fred will be working at Subway next week. Tyler says same here. Jason said laugh out loud, I'm bold predicting. Okay, hey man, I gotta ask because I ain't got nothing right now. I don't have any notifications. So I'm just listening to what y'all are saying and going from there. Thank you for clarifying. That's a good bold prediction. Charles says Williams wouldn't be a yes man, so Dorsey had to let him go. Well, we don't need no yes men. Not at all. I don't care if the players don't like you. Who cares? And if that was a problem, then shame on Cleveland for letting him go for that. Get in their face. Tell them to shut up. Jim Caldwell wouldn't be a bad choice either. Christopher said, did Freddie get fired because the disgruntled players waiting to leave because of him? I think he got fired because he sucked. I mean, I don't mean to be blunt, but that's just it. He wasn't good. And I'm not trying to be mean. I was a Freddie guy at the beginning of the year. If anybody watched the show at the beginning who's been here from day one, I was a Freddie guy. I took up for him. I was like, let's give him a shot. Hey, let's go. If you're orange and brown, you don't matter. And then I fell off that wagon once I seen he didn't know not to run a draw on 4th and 9. That's when I said, all right, it's time to go. He just was not good. Christopher said that too. Levi said, we're all in on Baker, so why not try to bring in the person that knows him the best and who got the most out of him, and that's Lincoln Riley. Freddie was a drinking buddy, says Charles. I get we're all in on Baker, but I think you just need to do what suits his talents better. But if Lincoln Riley can't coach an entire team, I think that's when we go in failing. I think that's where we failed with Freddie. We thought Freddie and Baker had this communication and they were great together, and let's try it out. And it failed miserably. I'm not saying Lincoln will fail like Freddie because he's actually coached at a head coaching level before. He's been a coordinator. He's coordinated. He's called plays, so he knows what he's doing. But I think that was part of the downfall here. Wow, well, Freddie worked with Baker. Look how they did last year. Let's just hire him as the coach. Yeah, and that failed. Myron on YouTube said, yes, Cleveland needs a fresh, new perspective coach with all of their trainers with them. It's only a matter of time till the rest of the coaches get the boot too. Shane Murray says that God, no more shovel passes on 3rd and 1. Amen to that, my guy. And Charles says Lincoln Riley sucks. Whoa! Some people want him, some people don't. Well, we got 2 minutes left. Just a short, quick jumping on to see everybody's reaction to Freddie Kitchens. I want to thank everybody who's been watching live on YouTube and Facebook. And if you're brand spanking new, link in the description on Facebook to the YouTube page. Like, share, subscribe. We're live on Thursday with more Freddie Kitchens reaction, Cincinnati Bengals reaction, and any news that comes out during the week, we'll talk about it. But I felt like I had to hop on because, Freddie's gone, and I couldn't wait till Thursday to talk about it. He is out of here. I don't enjoy seeing somebody get fired, but it had to be done. And now it is. So, next year now. Joshua says, glad Freddie is gone. That went the way it went. Freddie is walking away a millionaire. Sign me up to coach the Browns next. I promise 7-9 next year running a Madden offense. Amen, Joshua. Sign me up for that. We might run the ball now. LeBron James, why not, says Eddie. Kurt says, remember that bet I told you about? I actually don't. Refresh me really fast. Freddie got fingers, said Tom. Tyler says, hell no for Lincoln Riley. About to jump off here. I will see you guys on Thursday. And Austin said, do you guys, well, if you hop on Thursday, and Austin says, do you guys think they will fire Steve Wilkes? I think Steve Wilkes is good and gone because they don't keep the past regime's coaching staff. So I think he's good and gone. Good job, Corey. Thanks for hopping on. Thank you, Cheryl. The flag. Oh, you got to drive around with the flag. My guy. Yep. You got to drive around with the flag, Curtis. I do remember, and you are a man of your word. You got to drive around with that Bengals flag because the Bengals won. I do remember now, Curtis. Man, you got to rock that Bengals flag all week. I feel for you, my guy. I feel for you. Well, to Curtis, he's a stand-up guy. He got to drive around with a Bengals flag because Freddie and the Browns let him down. Lucky says Corey Boyd for coach. I'll do it, and I'll do it for a third of the price, and I will listen to all of you. We can be like Ask Madden on Madden. I will tweet out to you guys, what should I call on third down? And I will listen because I love the fans. But until then, I will see you guys on Thursday. I'm Corey Boyd, Everything Browns Nation. Appreciate you guys. Until Thursday, I'll see ya when I see ya. Peace.